Revoir, a French which translates to goodbye until we meet again. The name was chosen by Apollos to bid adieu to one of the most exciting period of their lives, as well as to the institute that has shaped them into able medical graduates over the past 6 years. Graduation is an exciting time. It's both an ending and a beginning. It's warm memories of the past and big dreams for the future, all wrapped together.
Join us as we witness the Apollos embrace a new life, enriched with the knowledge they have gained from the 6 years, enlightened from their experience, with curious eyes for the future and stronger hearts to take on the world.
Timothy 1, chapter 4, verses 12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Instead, set an example for the believers.
Thy faithfulness, O God, my Father, there is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassion, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow, blessings all mine within 1,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Vision in the darkness is only possible with the aid of light. Our education is the light we possess, which help us overcome the darkness of uncertainty. So now we invite our esteemed guest to light the lamp that we hope will continue to shine brightly in our lives.
of joy and satisfaction for all those who are here, for the whole Jubilee family, and especially our 14th batch. A day of joy and satisfaction. As we know, Jubilee, a 70-year-old institution, began with a small start, with a small dispensary. And when we stand here after 70 years, with the 7 institutions, we can be proud of our Jubilee family. 70 years back, we started our hospital, and 2003 started medical college. As you know, in Kerala, after the old government medical colleges, the most sought out medical college in private sector is our Jubilee. Though it comes after the government medical colleges, when the results come, Jubilee stands first. Till now, there is no exception for the last 19 years. And our graduates, the 14th batch, are not also exception to this result. They gained also the best results in Kerala. So, today, a day of joy and satisfaction for us all. For this grand function, serious function, simple but serious function, we thought how to organize this graduation ceremony. Whom can we invite for this function? We discussed different names. At last, we decided we should invite somebody who understands the pain and the work behind a degree. The pain and work behind a success. And we reached at last Mr. S.M. Vijayanand IAS. And he's one of the persons who left his marks in the Kerala civil service. He started his career as a civil servant in 1981, and 2017 he retired from there. In between these long years, the contributions he made to Kerala and the whole India are remarkable. Many states, the civil servants from different states come to Kerala to study 2 things especially. They come to Kerala to study 2 things. One is the decentralization of power. Second is an organization called Kudumbasri. It's 2 things mark as the proud of Kerala. They come to learn from us. And we can proudly say that these 2 things, the decentralization, the Panchayat Raj, like that, and the Kudumbasri organization, got its conception in his thoughts and hearts. He's of a eminent personality, often known as a Gandhian. It's my thought. I heard about that. It's also known as a Gandhian of principles, hard work, and everything. So we approached him to honor our graduation ceremony, to inaugurate this ceremony. He agreed to come. In spite of his busy schedule, these days he was in Kila. Also, one of his great product, Kila, the training center for the whole Kerala, also for whole India. He was behind it to make it famous and efficient. He was having a program these days in Kila for our luck, and we got him for this graduation ceremony. In the name of the whole Jubilee family, graduates, and the parents, I cordially welcome our chief guest, Sri S.M. Vijayanand, amidst us. Hearty welcome, sir. In a way, we can say that the rest is Jubilee family. The whole audience here is Jubilee family. We start from the father of the Jubilee family, the patron and chairman of Jubilee family or Jubilee Trust is His Grace Andrews Thareth. You might have known and read in newspapers that he is the Archbishop of Thrissur, and in addition to this great heavy responsibility, he got an additional responsibility of Ernakulam Ankamali Archdiocese. Really, we can say, without a moment free, he's running after his duties. It was not easy to find time for us, really. It was not easy for him. He's half in Ernakulam, he's half in Thrissur. And there is a funeral today also, and he has to attend a priest conference today itself. So he found time to come to us. I think he sits with a joyful face because his children, the children of Jubilee family, finished what they started in his family. So his face is joyful. Don't you see them? He's joyful. So, in the name of the whole audience, the Jubilee family, and the graduates and the parents, I cordially welcome the chairman and patron of Jubilee. He's a well-known scientist, the whole India. He won the B.C. Roy Award, the National Award, and also so many awards, well-known all over India. We were lucky to get him to Jubilee family. And in your presence and with your permission, I welcome the keynote addresser, Dr. Vasudevan, amidst us. Though the result of the graduation is a fruit of work of so many persons, there should be somebody to guide. And it is our loving principal, Pravin Lal sir. He is the captain of the ship. He guides this medical college ship. Look everything. Organize everything. Monitor everything. And guide us all. I think behind this success of our graduates, one of the strongest hands is of Dr. Pravin Lal. Sir, hearty welcome to this graduation ceremony. The CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Jubilee, is Dr. Benny Joseph Neelangavil. He was a global director of a global firm. He left it to come to Jubilee, really to guide us through the right path. 70 years back, Jubilee started with a motto, service with love. And we got somebody to guide in this line. service with heart. He is guiding, he is helping the whole Jubilee family to remain in this line. Under his leadership, we are getting more professional and also efficient and dynamic. Dr. Benny Joseph, hearty welcome to this graduation ceremony. Dr. Gilwas, the name speaks so many things. The first things the name speaks about neurology. Maybe in Kerala, when we speak of neurology, one of the first names come is his name. He is of more than 3 decades in Jubilee. But the last few months, he got a new job or responsibility of the medical superintendent. We were happy to have him in this position, a man with knowledge and determination and vision. His hands also were there behind this success. Sir, Dr. Gilwas, hearty welcome. Then come the HODs and the faculties of Jubilee. When the results come, the first thing we think is about the teachers, the faculties, their hard work. And this 14th batch, 2 years were under the corona time. Was not easy. Online class. Many think that online class is very easy. I think it was one of the most difficult tasks our faculties faced. They don't have the personal contact. It was not easy to evaluate. Not sure how they understand. In spite of all difficulties, they tried their best. Their hard work is also behind the success. Hearty welcome our dear and respected faculties in this convocation or graduation ceremony. Hearty welcome to you all faculties. Then the proud parents and relatives of the graduates. I think they sit here with a joyful heart like ours. Their children has finished one of the important steps they took in their life, that decided their life. They are proud parents of the new doctors, 14th batch. Dear parents, thank you for your joint work with the Jubilee. Always we speak about the success. It's a joint work of 3 groups, the parents, the students, and the faculties. So, important role was yours. Thank you for your joint work with Jubilee. With joyful heart and satisfaction, I welcome you all, parents and relatives, to this great graduation ceremony. Hearty welcome to this program. There are some juniors, they are helping the functioning of this program. We thank you, dear juniors, for your cooperation. Last but important, our graduates. You are the ambassadors of Jubilee. Those who study in Jubilee, those who are sent out from the Jubilee, you are ambassadors of Jubilee. With a happy, joyful heart, I congratulate you all for completing your course in this manner. One of the colleagues, one of the students died recently. We remember her also in our prayer, and including Elizabeth. I congratulate you all. Hearty welcome you all to this graduation ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father, for the warm welcome address. Now, let us take this opportunity to remember and pray for one of our own who is no longer with us, Dr. Elizabeth Ignatius, better known to us as our Ellie. On this momentous occasion, let us make sure to remember our friend through our thoughts and prayers. We have fellow Apollonian, Dr. Jeevan, to deliver a remembrance speech in her honor.
Respected people on and off the dais, dear parents and my dear friends, ഡോക്ടർ എലിസബത്തിനെ പോലെ തന്നെ കഴിഞ്ഞ 6 വർഷ കാലയളവിനുള്ളിൽ ഈ ദിവസം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇന്നേ സുദിനം ഞങ്ങളോടൊപ്പമായിരിക്കാൻ കഴിയാതെ പോയ എല്ലാവരെയും, ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളെയും ബന്ധുമിത്രാദികളെയും എല്ലാവരെയും സ്മരിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് പ്രാർത്ഥനയോടെ ഓർത്തുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ആരംഭിക്കട്ടെ. ഡോക്ടർ എലിസബത്ത് ഇഗ്നേഷ്യസ്. When the 100 of us started out as strangers 6 years back, she was easily one of the friendliest faces in Apollos, always ready to greet you with a smile and some quick-witted remarks. She was dedicated and empathetic, both in her personal and professional life, and stood up unabashedly for what she felt was right. Her talents in literature and art were displayed from a young age, even being a published author at the age of 11. She held poetry close to her heart, making sure to give us glimpses into her mind and thoughts through her poems, and they now remain one of her family's most prized possessions. Dear Dr. Elizabeth, you will be remembered forever. On this momentous occasion, let us make sure to remember our friend through our thoughts and prayers. Let us have a moment of silent prayer. I request you all to rise for the same.
Everyone, please be seated.
Thank you.
Next, we have the presidential address by His Grace Mar Andros Thareth, Patron and Chairman of Jubilee Mission Medical College and Research Institute. His vision and ideas have always guided our institute to greater heights. Please welcome.
Dear Sri Vijayanda IAS, Father Enni, Dr. Praveen Lal, Dr. Vasudevan, Dr. Benny, Dr. Gilwas, dear faculty members, dear friends, and in a very special way, dear young graduates, the passing out graduates and their parents and friends. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate all the passing out graduates who have come out with flying colors. And please accept our hearty congratulations and best wishes in the name of all present here. Please accept our congratulations. I was looking at the graduation program schedule prepared by you. And the caption you have given in this program schedule is the common parting greeting words in French language. I may ask you, what do you know? What is the meaning of the caption that you have given to this program schedule. It is Revoir. And what does it mean? I'm looking at you. Revoir. Revoir in French means see. Father Benny would say, who is expert in German, this parting greeting in German is Auf Wiedersehen. And in Italian it is Arrivederci. And in English, it is wa means see, rua means see again, o is to see you again. That is Orua. That is the parting greeting words, the common greeting words by the French people. Now I'm looking at you. Oh, wa. To see. When you entered into this institution, Jubilee Mission Medical College, in the year 2016, you eagerly wanted to see this particular date. Oh, wow. Now we are saying, au revoir. Why you wanted to see this date? Your parents who have spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of ambition. You have been eagerly waiting for this date. Today, Jubilee is happy. Your parents are happy. Your friends are happy because they all see you meritoriously coming out with the MBBS degree. As Father Rennie said, you have come to the institution which has got not only a tradition but is committed for a cause, committed with values. At the very outset, if I remember well, I also was there on the first day. And you told you for your success in life, 3 things are necessary. I am also speaking it again on the concluding day. You should have clear vision, clear mission, and you should commitment. Vision, mission, and commitment. The institution gives not only qualified education. You are all well merited with your ranks. If I understand well, in the rank list, there are 90%, 95 or 96%, you have got rank. You have got qualified education in medical field. But more than that, Jubilee aims at value education. That's why you wanted to see this date not only as a MBBS qualified person, but a person with value. And Jubilee always give affordable education that you know from your own experience. But today, as you have written in the parting greeting, Revoir, au revoir, au revoir, we want to see you again. That's what I want to say. As you part from this institution, you have to come again to see. We want to see you again. We want to see you again in what? In the vision which Jubilee had from the very first day of your entry into this institution. We want to see you again in your commitment to, what's the motto of Jubilee? To serve, to serve, to serve, to serve with love. You shall never forget that. You are committed to serve with love. For what? You are committed to serve. You are at the service of life. You are not at the service of death, although some people may die. You are at the service of life. Yesterday, the very sister who brought Mother Teresa to Thrissur in the year 1994. I met her in the Archbishop's house, and she was explaining to me the life with Mother Teresa, and I had to make an interview with her in the year 1976 about her vision and mission. That was in 1976. No, 75. And I used to tell the nurses as well as the doctors, are you at the service of life, or are you at the service of your fame, your ego? And sometimes there is criticism that you are at the service of money. When you see a patient, what is your vision? Or who you look at her or him with what motivation? Are you looking at that patient in such a way that I have to save his life? Or if you are looking at that patient, how much money I will get from that, how much fame I will get that, then your vision is wrong. You have to be at the service of life. We want to see you again. If possible, come again for the PG. But we want to see you again committed in the medical field, transforming lives with values, with love. And if we hear, Jubilee, the alma mater here, that you, the passing out students of 2022K22, that you are committed in different parts of the world as a medical doctor with values, who are committed to save lives, and you don't look at any other norms in the life of that particular patient, poor patient, whether rich or poor, handsome, beautiful or not. You see God. And I asked Mother Teresa, that's a question which is asking myself again and again. I asked her, Mother Teresa, in 1975, Mother, why are you loving or taking these poor patients from the streets and carrying them, and even to have a dignified death? Why are you? At that time I was a deacon. I can't kiss the lepers. I can't take these poor patients from. I can't do all these things. What is the power? What is the motivation that you take these poor people and love? Take care of them. And she responded to me, Father, I see God in that particular poor person. And I serve not man, but God when I care for these poor patients, poor people. Therefore, dear medical students, have clear vision in your life. Be committed to the profession. I would say better vocation. And continue to serve mankind with love and being at the service of life. God bless you. I wish you the very best. Thanks. And I wish you everything in the world.
Thank you, Father. Next, we have on stage our very distinguished chief guest, Sri S.M. Vijayanand, IAS, former Chief Secretary to Government of Kerala and the 6th State Finance Commission Chairman. He has served as a Secretary, Ministry of Panchayat Raj, Government of India, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India. He spearheaded Rajiv Gandhi Drinking Water Mission, working in the Ministry of Sanitation, Government of India. He was a member secretary for the State Planning Board and worked as the director, Institute of Management in Kerala. He is hailed as the architect of Kerala's democratic decentralization initiative. As the chairman of the Kerala Institute of Local Administration, he has played a major role in the efforts at decentralization of power in the state through the Panchayat Raj system and worked for 11 years for capacity building of elected representatives. He also conceptualized Kudumbashree, a women's self-help group movement in Kerala. He steered Kerala's ODF campaign and is considered as the pillar of the People's Plan of Government of Kerala. It is indeed the biggest honor and with great pride that we announce the presence of such an eminent personality on the dais. Thank you, sir, for making time for us in your busy schedule. We now invite sir onto the dais for the graduation address.
Respected President of this convocation, His Grace ന.വ.ര.സ, the Archbishop of Thrissur, distinguished guests on the dais, dear parents, teachers, students, and friends. When I was invited by Dr. Gilwas and followed up by my friend, the principal, I agreed because they were close to me. But later, I feel honored. It's not an ordinary college. Being a civil servant, you can get opinions from a lot of people. I did a quick research about your institution, and everybody had good things to say. So I feel honored. And let me first congratulate the students and convey my special appreciation. I go back in time 6 years when my son took his convocation in CMC Vellore after his MBBS. So I can relate to the parents, I can relate to the students. What a proud moment it is. And obviously MBBS is a tough course. Sometimes parents are more tense than the students, just like I was, where you learn and work and learn more from work. I think that is the way doctors study. And when you go higher and higher, it's more work and less of book learning. So, well done, and I wish you all the best. And the parents, your wards have reached a definite stage in their career. Unfortunately, these days, MBBS is not the final stage. Maybe there are 2, 3, and by the time you reach DM, there could be another stage. But still, be prepared for the long haul, both the parents and the students. Teachers, you have seen your students through. It's a tough job, and you're teaching grown-up children. You have done well. I have great admiration for great teachers. I'm a Trivandramite. So when I was young, maybe 10 years, 11 years, I've heard of great teachers from the Medical College Trivandrum. I mean, there must be similar teachers in Thrissur, Kozhikode, Kottayam, and all that. Dr. Pai, Dr. Matthew Roy, Dr. Krishnadas, Dr. Thangavelu, Dr. Anandanarayan, Dr. C.R. Soman. They were household names. I mean, I was just an ordinary middle-class student, and I knew their names when they were the doyens, the gurus. I'm sure you have such people here. Now, coming to the Jubilee Mission Hospital, let me say that I was very happy to learn it's a poor person's hospital. Not because you claim so. I talked to a lot of people. It still retains that image. Probably the only private medical college, or non-government, I will not call it private, it has got negative connotations, non-government medical college which retains this image of welcoming the ordinary person in the true tradition of Christian missions, as was underlined by His Grace, serving with love. And that love, I will take 3 hours lecture, I'm a student of English literature, on what love means in a religious sense. It's the ultimate kind of thing. And you have also, I saw in your write-up, bearing witness to Christ the healer. And in English I studied healing means making whole. So Bible speaks of health. It is not physical health alone. It is spiritual health, mental health, altogether. So you are returning a person to whole. Now we talk of holistic medicine, but that is what the Catholic ethics and affordability. That's another important thing. We have forgotten affordability in modern medicine, whether it be for students or for the patients. But your organization speaks of affordability with clear statement of values. Compassion. What do you mean by compassion? You have the same passion as others, same feeling. And it is suffering. Of course, for happiness also you can share. It is suffering. And that leads to a behavior. I've been a patient. I'm not a doctor, though I come from a family of too many doctors. I've been a patient, and I find what heals mostly is not the medicine, but the first contact with the doctor, that smile, that gentle behavior. But unfortunately, most of the doctors I went to, now of course, having been a senior civil servant, I only go to friends. But earlier, in my young days, most of the doctors put me off. Probably that worsened whatever little disease I had. So take it from me, young children, that your behavior, your smile, putting that person at rest in the first few moments is the beginning of the curative process. And then I read the word excellence. These days we are all losing ourselves in competition. Competition leaves losers. But excellence brings winners in all of this. So I really admire your motto. And very a request, I talked to your director, who said that we will not, he said we will try, he didn't say, he said we will not fall to the temptation of becoming a corporate organization. Nowadays, your sister hospitals, many of them who started off as missions have become corporates, where the bottom line is profit and profitability. I'm really bow before the mission that you have taken that. I have great respect for mission hospitals. My great-grandfather was a mission doctor in the southern part of Travancore. In those days, they were not doctors. They were trained by the British doctors. There was no formal degree. And as I told you, my son is working in CMC. So I know what are mission hospitals. I've been to CMC and studied what their alumni are doing in improbable conditions in remote parts of India, particularly in the tribal heartland. So I'm not advising you to going to the tribal this thing, but retain that. I just wanted to mention and motivated, maybe it's about 15 years ago, I read an article. Now, of course, he's almost daily in the press. Dr. Jacob John, who was formerly in CMC Vellore, he said what the development countries tackled using water supply and sanitation, we are tackling using antibiotics. So that's a big lesson for the young doctors. There are a lot of things which are outside the realm of medicine, but which are very critical, over which you have no control. And how health can stimulate development. Many historians say UK took off in the 19th century when their health improved. US took off in the 20th century when in the early part their health situation improved. China took off in the later part of 20th century when their health improved. So if your health improves, it's still a surmise, you will take off, as Europe also did. And somebody made an interesting study, not an ordinary person, not a politician. It is made by the National Commission on Health, something to do with health, that if UP achieves Kerala's health indicators, especially life expectancy, its economic output would increase by 60%. So that is the importance of health. Of course, you have a lot of challenges thrown by development, your demographic transition, lifestyle negatives, epidemiological transition, urbanization, all those kind of things. But I want you to look at environmental degradation and ecological degradation, the concept of one health emerging, and all these diseases we attribute, including COVID, to this kind of thing. But one more point I wanted to stress, because you said you serve with love and you serve for the poor. Inequality, just inequality, worsens health, even if access is there. There's an excellent study done by the Achyuta Menon Center for Health Sciences that in Attapadi, even if services were provided, the results were abysmal. Why? Because of social exclusion, because of inequalities and kind of exploitation and marginalization, in a way, othering of the tribal kind of things. So the challenge now is to harmonize the social model and the biomedical model of health. and where the individual and the community are important. But unfortunately, I find the lessons of COVID are being forgotten faster than I had ever expected. I thought there's going to be a paradigm shift in public health, but I think we will quickly return back to the old. But now health is seen as a right. Soon it will become a fundamental right, or at least an enforceable right. Then I want to tell you, equity is more important. Equity is a value judgment. How much difference can you accept socially as a human being? And that is something, a challenge which you will do. I know you have a deadly term called triage. I read about it with horror when Italy suffered the first attack of COVID. So they said, elder patients, you have only 5 years to live. No, we'll take younger patients, you die. Of course, we hope and pray such situation will not emerge. But when you do a triage, look at that Gandhian advice, the poorest and weakest person. And your triage should be in favor of that, not to reject other needy people, but that should also be your concern. So I have only one request, let me conclude, to the college, knowing its work, knowing the staff, and now knowing new people, partner with some rural local government, which is poor, not in a, Thrissur is a much developed area, and try to do some holistic health planning. Is it a labor of love? No. It's going to be a great lesson, whatever be your specialization, to work in the community from below, to understand situation in the raw. It will be a great, great learning for all of you. Though I am retired, I can facilitate that. Dr. Praveen Lal and the director can contact me. How exactly? Let it get started. Let us expose students to the grassroots level realities. So best wishes for the future, for higher studies and your career. And one parting remark. Well, as a young boy, my father used to give a quote from Thiruvalluvar. We speak Tamil at home. If I repeat the quote, you will not understand. It only means the greatest service children can do to their parents is to make the society say, if such a fine person has been brought up, how great the parents would have been. So, that was mentioned by the director. You will build the reputation of the college. So, such fine students, where did they study? That should be the question you should provoke from the people. Now, I was very intrigued, as the Honorable Bishop said, au revoir, which means you will meet again. But I will compare two more words. In English, you say goodbye, which means God be with you. And they say, Japanese says sayonara, which means so it has to be. Parting is inevitable. But you have seen the most optimistic kind of thing. We will see again. Probably I may also see some of you again. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite a distinguished scholar, articulate author, eloquent speaker, dedicated teacher, and of course, a personal pride for all members of Jubilee family, Dr. D.M. Vasudevan, the author of UG Students' Go-To Biochemistry textbook. Professor D.M. Vasudevan has held several distinguished positions in the administration of medical education as well as the biochemistry profession, including Principal, Government Medical College, Thrissur, Founding Dean, Sikkim Manipal University, Dean of Medicine and Head of Research, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Founder Director of Research, Jubilee Center for Medical Research, Vice President, Indian Immunological Society, and elected Fellow of the National Academy of Medical Sciences and President of Indian Association of Clinical Biochemists of India. The recipient of the prestigious Dr. B.Z. Roy Award of the Medical Council of India from the hands of the then Honorable President of India in 1992 for excellence in the medical teaching profession. Sir continues to guide young medical students in learning biochemistry, a subject often perceived as dry, difficult, and has managed to make it interesting for medical students for more than 50 years. Sir will deliver the keynote address for the day.
Honorable and distinguished personalities on the dais, faculty members, my dear parents, and the new graduates. I am indeed honored to participate in this graduation ceremony. I am privileged to see that you are now entering the time-honored profession, the medical profession. Congratulations for the achievement and welcome to the medical fraternity. First of all, let me congratulate you for passing the examination. You are now entering the noble profession. Medicine is one of the rapidly expanding science. It is estimated that every 5 years, the literature on medicine is doubling on and on. So, in order to stand in the same place, you have to run. Unless we acquire the latest trends in the profession, we will be doomed. Therefore, you have to constantly update in knowledge as more and more new techniques are being developed in the sphere of the activity. To take an example, about 55 years ago, when I finished my MBBS, the biochemistry department offered only 6 or 7 clinical biochemistry tests. Now, this number has been increased to 2,000 or more tests. We are living in an era of rapid expansion of the horizon of the medical knowledge. And also that medical course is the longest and toughest course. After such a long course, now you get the license to practice medicine. In my younger days, MBBS was usually the end of the journey. People rarely go for higher studies. Nowadays, the society demands specialized doctors, and therefore, unless you go for higher studies, you will be classified as second-class citizens. Thus, in effect, the license that you get now is not for the full practice, but it is only for the license to study further. And it will take another 6 or more years for a good specialization. It may take another 6 or 10 years to you to master the craft and to become leaders of the society. And that is still not the end. You are bound to constantly update the facts throughout your life. Truly, medicine is the longest course. Modern day medicine practice is highly dependent on the laboratory analysis of body fluids, especially blood. The disease manifestations are reflected in the composition of the blood and other tissues. Physicians use laboratory tests to diagnose disease and to monitor the progress and the response to the treatment. In the past, doctors examined the patient and give some medicine. That simple way of life has been completely altered. Nowadays, the healthcare delivery system needs the services not only the doctor, but a group of other paramedical workers, also including the nursing, pharmacists, and various laboratory personnel, as well as the administrators. And these laboratories include clinical biochemistry, molecular biology, histopathology, serology, etc., etc. At this juncture, I would like to give a small anecdote. In Chandogya Upanishad, there is a small but beautiful story. There was one man of wisdom known as Uddalaga. His son Shwetaketu, at a young age, went to a famous university of his time, spent about 20 years in studies in all spheres of knowledge. Due to his superior intelligence, he was considered as the best outgoing student of the university. He returned proud and pompous, swelling with ego, declaring that there is no one else to equal to him in scholastic abilities. In order to remove his pride, his father, Uddalaga, asked, "Well, you look as if you have studied everything, but did you seek from your teachers that absolute knowledge, knowing which you will need no other knowledge. The son admitted that he did not get such a knowledge. Then the father gave the initiation to reveal the absolute truth. This story only shows that knowledge has to be transformed to wisdom. As we get some knowledge, we will be haughty and arrogant. But a person with true knowledge will become more and more humble. At this juncture, I wish to emphasize that good character is the most important element in making a successful doctor. You might have seen in the society that there are a few practitioners with name and fame, while others are considered as mediocre. What is the difference? If you analyze the difference, you can note that two elements are important to achieve achievements in life. They are: one, commitment to the patient. This includes critical knowledge in the subject as well as careful examination. Two, empathy to the patient. That will make or mar your name in the society. A few years back, I think about 10 years back, at National Institute of Mental Handicapped, Hyderabad, had conducted a sports meet for physically and mentally handicapped children. In one race, 9 contestants, all physically disabled, assembled at the starting line for the 100-yard dash. At the gun, they all started, not exactly in a dash, but with a relish to run the race to the finish and win. All except one little boy who stumbled on the line, tumbled over a couple of times and began to cry. The other 8 heard the boy's cries. They slowed down and looked back. Then they all turned around and went back, every one of them. One girl with Down syndrome bent down and picked him and said, "This will make better." Then all the 9 kids linked their arms and walked together to the finish line. Everyone in the stadium stood and the cheering went on for several minutes. Why? Because deep down we know this one thing. What matters in life is more than winning for ourselves. What matters in the life is helping others to win, even if it means slowing down and changing our course. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Medicine brings the gap between science and society. Indeed, the application of scientific knowledge to human health is a crucial aspect of clinical practice. But medicine is more than the sum of our knowledge about diseases. Medicine concerns the experiences, feelings, and interpretations of human beings in extraordinary moments of fear, anxiety, and doubt. Professionalism, therefore, implies multiple commitments to the patient, to the fellow professionals, and to the institution or the system within which the healthcare is provided, to the extent that the system supports the patient collectively. What should be the attitude? Our forefathers have defined the attitude. What should be the attitude? Winner was deaf. The lesson to be learned: be deaf to those people around you who are negative and pessimistic. They will deprive you of your loveliest dreams and wishes you to carry your heart. Always be aware of the power of the words, as everything you hear and read will interfere with your activities. Always be positive. A human being should grow in all spheres of activities. There should be harmonious development in body, mind, and intellect. Scholastic, artistic, and spiritual progress should take place concurrently and simultaneously. Now, therefore, it is our duty to build a strong foundation in the minds of the younger generation. While looking at the present national scenario, all will agree that basic ethical values are not emphasized in the medical curriculum. There could be many reasons for such a phenomenon. All over the world, the youth are attracted to quick money and power rather than cultivating the human values. Commercialism has entered into every sphere of human activities, and medicine is not an exception. Consumerism has made deep into the society, which has generated the greediness. Thus, service mentality and altruism have been eroded from the minds of the general public in general and from the student community in particular. The role models with moral values are few, and when you look around and the students are identifying themselves with the role models of dubious characters. Success will be possible only with some failures. If you move on an aircraft, there will always be a drag behind. Failure or something like this drag. Without the drag, forward motion is not possible. Similarly, without failure, no success is possible. Only hard work and perseverance will get us to the goal of the success. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit of little matters. Excellence is not an assumption. It is a prevailing attitude that you should always strive for that. My generation has done their job. At least some of us have upkept the values. We have tried to bring social justice with only partial success. And one by one, members of our generation are slowly going behind the curtain. Now, our generation is handing over the torch to your generation. And I'm sure your efforts will bring the nation to loftier heights in the future. Let me conclude with the clarion call by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Uddhared Atmanatmanam, Natmanam Avasadayet. Let a man lift himself by his own self alone, and let him not lower himself. For this self alone is the friend of oneself, and this self is the enemy of oneself. Man makes or mar in his own destiny. And finally, I wish all the new generation with best in your professional and personal career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, we invite His Grace Mar ന.വ.ര.സ and Dr. D.M. Vasudevan for the distribution of certificates and medallion, and Sri Vijayanand IAS for the presentation of scrolls.
Dr. Abram V. This young doctor from Pathanamthitta is the son of Mr. Vijayan Pillai and Mrs. Vidya G.S., an elder brother to Abhinand. He was so polo who was destined to be the first-class prefect, subsequently adorned as arts representative of the batch and is one of the best violinists of the college. Wishing this aspiring emergency physician a bright future ahead.
Dr. A.B. Joseph, son of Mr. Joshi Alex and Mrs. Nifa Joshi, is a natural tech whiz hailing from Ernakulam, the go-to person for any and all glitches that may arise. Photography is his forte, though the one he takes for his friends are irreplaceable. Ever the dapper intern, wishing this aspiring surgeon the very best.
Before we continue with our proceedings, we would like to thank His Grace Mar Andrew Starrett for his kind words, blessings in time. We understand his many prior commitment and the need for his presence at other important events. Kindly rise as he leaves the stage. Dr. Agnel Maria Roshan A. This beautiful soul and one gem of a person is the sunshine in the lives of her parents, Mr. Roshan Verghese A. and Mrs. Shiny Roshan, and is a best friend to a junior Apollo, Miss Angel Rose Roshan. Her commitment to her profession and dedication to everything that she does, be it work, studies, or relationships, makes her the colleague everyone wishes for. Wishing Dr. Agnel all the prayers and colors of life.
Dr. Irene Ann Paulson, hailing from Thrissur, daughter of Mrs. Shiny Paulson and Mr. Paulson Anthony, and sister of Dr. Merin Paulson and Dr. Jobins Jose. She is a cool-headed lady with an ever-ready attitude for work as well as fun. She is a graceful dancer and an honest friend. Wishing this doctor all the very best for her future endeavors.
Dr. Ajanya Tharagan, hailing from Kunamuchi, is the daughter of Advocate Joshi Tharagan and Mrs. Jasmine Joshi. She's one of the techies in the batch. She's an indomitable spirit and selfless soul. Wishing this honest and helpful friend all the success ahead, and may all your dreams come true.
Dr. Elena Maria Jose, daughter of Mrs. Jose Matthew and Mrs. Shirley Sebastian, and doting elder sister to Ashik Jose, is a parakari through and through because the tough love she emanates is as big as her voice. An actress par none, her contribution to our Arts Fest have been nothing short of amazing. Wishing the sincere doctor the very best in life.
Dr. Alina V, was born and brought up in the heart of Thrissur, is the middle child of Mr. Vinu Francis and Mrs. Ansi Vinu Francis, and her elder sister Anne and younger brother Albert. This confident young doctor is known for being an advocate of leading a healthy lifestyle, apart from being a hardworking student and dedicated house surgeon. Wishing this doctor all the very best for her future endeavors.
Dr. Alicia Vincent, daughter of Mr. Vincent V.S. and Mrs. Molly Vincent, is the youngest of the three, which includes her mother, brother, and sister. This bold, beautiful doctor hails from Alua and has always been a resilient as student and an intern, despite all the challenges she faced and is always reminded of positivity. She is a strong and courageous woman and as a role model to many. We know that her future will be bright and successful. Wishing her all the best.
Dr. Alex Siriak, the sincere young man with his keen eyes and compassionate outlook on life, hails from Kanjirapalli Kottayam. He is the eldest son of Mrs. Siriak Kurian and Mrs. Shobha Siriak, and a loving brother to Michael. Creative, challenging, adventurous, and endowed with an innate sense of humor, we wish Dr. Alex the very best to attain his long-cherished dream.
Dr. Alexia Benson. This young doctor, with her amazing voice and fierce determination from Ernakulam, is the daughter of Mr. Benson Stanley and Dr. Praveena Moli, and elder assistant to Aaron. A true fitness enthusiast and a fashionista, wishing this aspiring surgeon a great future ahead.
Dr. Alicia Taj, is serene as a homeland of Todupuzha, is a shining solo child of Advocate P.P. Tajuddin and Advocate P.B. Wahida. Renowned for her work ethic and impeccable handwriting, this food-loving, ever-smiling doctor also has some killer dance move up her sleeve. Wishing this inspiring internal medicine physician the best life has to offer.
Dr. Amal S., son of Mr. Sudhir S. Nambiar and Mr. Shiny K. She's the elder brother to eldest brother to Anaga S., a Kozhikode doctor with a heart of gold, a diligent businessman and automobile enthusiast. Wishing him the very best in his future endeavors.
Dr. Amal Varghese, son of Mr. Varghese PT and Mrs. Rani Varghese, doting younger brother to Albin Varghese and Brinda Jacob, is a star football player of Apollos who needs no intro. A natural leader, known for his strong opinions and a loyal friend to many. This handsome doctor from Kozhikode has it all. Wishing our future orthopedician all the very best.
Dr. Amrita Manoharan. This young doctor, with a striking smile and vibrant nature, hailing from Ernakulam, is the daughter of Mr. I.P. Manoharan and Mrs. Sumol Manoharan, and sweet elder sister to Sabarinath. She is a creative writer and a Malayalam scholar who gave Apollos one of the best art fests. Wishing this aspiring gynecologist a bright future ahead.
Dr. Enaida P. Anto, the young doctor who works like a silent flowing river in a most poised way, yet carries within her an unbeatable spirit. She's a doctor of Mr. P.K. Anto and Mrs. Juliet Anto, and is the younger sister of Miss Jean Lee P. Anto. A graceful dancer, an irreplaceable part of a nostalgia dance team, and a truthful friend. Her dareness to conquer new heights is surely going to take her to new horizons. Dear Dr. Enaida, we wish all the love and prayers for this new voyage that you begin today.
Dr. Anand C.A., son of Mr. Anil Kumar B. and Mrs. Chitra D.P., elder brother of Adarsh Ram. The perfect student and teacher, our very own encyclopedia from Trivandrum, is an excellent chess player and an irreplaceable figure for Apollos. We wish him all the very best.
Dr. Angeline Joshi T., daughter of Mr. Johnny T.T. and Mrs. Anita Rose, beloved sister of Dr. Evelyn Johnny and Dr. Richu from Thrissur, chose the field of medicine as a vocation, following in her sister's footsteps. Her infectious laughter and skills at creating her own stories and poems never failed to mesmerize those around. An excellent singer and student, she is always a helping hand to those in need. Fly high, Dr. Angeline, and may the chaos of emergency medicine give you all the happiness you deserve and more.
Dr. Anjali P. She is a charming young doctor from the beautiful Edapal, is the daughter of Mr. Sanjeev C. and Mrs. Lilitha T.D. and elder sister to Amal P., who is following his sister's footsteps to become a doctor. She is one of the first to get hitched in her batch to Dr. Surya Narayanan. She is a good dancer and is carefree in nature, wishing this young doctor a beautiful life ahead.
Dr. Anjana Sudarshan, hailing from Trivandrum, this bubbly young doctor, daughter of Dr. M.R. Sudarshana Kumar and Dr. Suma S., younger sister of Arun Sudarshan and Chandni Chandran, has held the tedious job of being Apollo's class representative for 3 consecutive years. Always ready with a heartwarming smile, she's indeed a girl of many talents. An avid music lover and self-taught dancer, she'd never shy away from trying something new. Let's wish the cheerful doctor all the very best for her future endeavors.
Dr. Anna Jwel Joju. This young doctor with a striking smile, hailing from Kottayam, is the daughter of Mr. Joju Anthony and Mrs. Valsala Joju. She is a kind-hearted and working doctor and is very passionate. Wishing this aspiring doctor a bright future ahead.
Dr. Anne Maria Antony, this bubbly doctor hailing from Thrissur, is the daughter of Mr. Anthony E.J. and Mrs. Leia Antony, and sweet elder sister to her 2 young brothers, Emmanuel and Joshua. Known for her brown hair and not so brown eyes, she is an artist, an ardent reader, and a passionate foodie. This hardworking doctor is an aspiring surgeon. We wish her a bright future ahead.
Dr. Anto Rajan, this young doctor, fondly known to many as Antappan, hailing from Ankamali, is the son of Mr. Rajan Painadat and Mrs. Deena Rajan, an elder brother to Ellen. He was the captain of Apollo's very own volleyball team, wishing this young doctor a bright future ahead.
Dr. Anusha Maria Joy, this multi-talented young lady, hailing from Kottayam, Ernakulam border, is the firstborn of Mr. Joy PV and Mrs. Annie VT. She is a researcher, artist, foodie, and chef, and also served as the captain of Apollo's throwball team. We wish this palette of energy all the very best and joy.
Dr. Aparna B., the Pablo Picasso of 14th batch. Hailing from Ernakulam, Aparna B., or better known as B amongst her near and dear ones, this young doctor can turn literally anything into art. Let it be arts, sports, or even a birthday, her brain is always bubbling with inexhaustible ideas and endless skills. Being daddy's little girl and her mother's pride, her world consists of her father, Bijoy PP, mother, Manju, and sweet younger sister, Malavika, who mean the world to her. Let's wish this young doctor all the best for her future endeavors.
Dr. Abarna Priya MT, hailing from Haripad of Alappuzha district, is the daughter of Mr. Thangapan and Mrs. Shobha, and is a charming sister to two siblings, Ms. Anupriya Vineet and Mr. Adul MT. This beautiful, vibrant doctor is a passionate dancer and is known for her infective laughter. An epitome of determination, she won't rest until she achieves her goals. She loves traveling and has always believed in the motto that journey is better than the destination, whether be it life as a journey or a simple road trip. Wishing this aspiring emergency medicine physician a bright and fulfilling future ahead.
Dr. Ardra S. Krishnan, also known as Adu, daughter of Mr. Radhakrishnan and Mrs. Sudha Radhakrishnan, joyful young doctor hailing from Trivandrum, known for her charming smile and vibrant dance moves, who took over the stages of JMMC being an integral part of arts. A true friend with her playful nature and sense of humor makes her special among her colleagues and always a good listener to her dear ones. Wishing this dutiful, dedicated doctor a glorious life ahead.
Dr. Arshan Nelson, this young, cheerful doctor hailing from Thrissur, is the son of Mr. Nelson and Mrs. Sharon, a solo rider and dancer known among his peers for his sense of humor and great communication skills. We wish this young, dedicated and sincere doctor a very successful future ahead.
Dr. Ashik Lal Anilal, this young, cheerful doctor hailing from Trivandrum, is the son of Mr. Anilal and Mrs. Julie Anilal, an avid reader and chess player known amongst his peers for his sense of humor and sincerity. We wish this young, dedicated and sincere doctor a very successful future ahead.
Dr. Ashley MJ, this vibrant young doctor hailing from Thrissur, is the daughter of Mr. Joseph MC and Mrs. Jessie Joseph. She is a reliable, adjustable and very hardworking person, an understanding friend and always been a good listener to her dear ones. Let us wish this aspiring doctor all the very best in all her future endeavors.
Dr. Ashwini Maria David, this vibrant young doctor hailing from Ernakulam, is the daughter of Mr. David and Mrs. Bindu, a charisma on the dance floor. When she stepped onto the stage for Step and Sing, it was a matter of pride and confidence for all. An accordant distinction holder, she is well known for her hardworking nature, quick grasping skills, calm and composed nature, and mellow verbal skills. Let's wish this young doctor all the very best for her future endeavors.
Dr. Adra Shivanand, this energetic, jovial young doctor hailing from Trivandrum, is the daughter of K.T. Shivanandan and P.S. Radhamani. She has an elder sister, Aishwarya Shivanand, and brother-in-law, Aditya Pratap Singh. Winning medals in all her track events, she has cemented her place as one among the star athletes of JMMC. She is also known for her beautiful singing voice, becoming a member of the college band. He is an all-round sports person who played an important role in badminton, volleyball and table tennis. We wish this kind helping doctor all the Dr. Celia Vincent, hailing from Thrissur, is daughter of Mr. P.K. Vincent and Mrs. Reggie Raphael K., and young sister of Deepak Vincent and Mrs. Dr. Ronia and Ninan. She is an excellent student, hardworking, loving friend, charming doctor of Thrissur. Wishing this young, beautiful doctor a bright and beautiful future ahead.
Dr. Kristen Vincent, son of Mr. Vincent Joseph and Mrs. Reggie Vincent, an elder brother of Miss Christina Vincent, hailing from Irinalakura. He is a fun-loving guy, popularly known among his friends as Thalapathy. He keeps with him innocence and simplicity and is definitely a friend indeed. He has given his contributions to College Arts and Sports Festival. Wishing this smart and hardworking doctor a bright future. May he accomplish all his dreams.
Dr. Christy Kuruvilla, daughter of Mr. A.J. Kuruvilachan and Mrs. Jaya Kuruvilla, elder sister of Mr. John Kuruvilla. This charming girl, hailing from Thrissur, is an elegant dancer and an incredibly talented artist. She is a jovial and fun-loving girl, a sincere and dedicated doctor. May this ambitious and focused soul be blessed with everything best.
Dr. C.I. Mary Ann, an extraordinarily talented and smart doctor hailing from Thrissur, is the daughter of Dr. Itup and Suja. Having proved her mettle in academics from the moment she kick-started her career, she is the most beloved among her friends, with multiple successful endeavors that include, but are not limited to, her passion in music, dance and acting. She is definitely one of the top contenders for most talented in our batch. Being a sparkling anchor, she knows exactly how to break the ice and kickstart any program. Brilliantly put together, this dedicated doctor with her unmatched work ethics and patient care have laid the best foundation for a future that will make us all proud. We wish Dr. Marianne all the success in her life.
Dr. Cyril Santosh, this dedicated doctor with a pleasant charm and empathetic heart from Kallur, Thrissur, is the son of Mr. Santosh AJ and Dr. Bindu Santosh, and elder brother to Esther Santosh. One of the key members of our batch, he has proved his skills in both arts and sports and was the class representative for the last 3 years. We wish this aspiring physician a bright future ahead.
Dr. Deba Maria Joy, this elegant young doctor with a radiant smile and heartwarming attitude hailing from Kottayam, is a daughter of Mr. P.K. Joy and Mrs. Nancy Joy and younger sister to Divya and Deepthi. She is an amazing singer with a sweet voice and has blown us away for years in various events. Wishing this aspiring psychiatrist a successful future ahead.
Dr. Deepa Paulos K, hailing from Thrissur, is the daughter of Mr. Paulos KD and Mrs. Manju Paulos, and sweet elder sister to Sneha Paulos. She is very passionate to her profession and is a trustworthy friend. We wish this young, gorgeous doctor a very bright future ahead.
Dr. Dennis Wilson, കണ്ണൂരിൻ്റെ വിപ്ലവ മണ്ണിൽ നിന്നും വരുന്ന സൗമ്യനും സുന്ദരനുമായ ഡോക്ടർ ഡെന്നിസ് വിൽസൺ. കൊടിമരത്തുമൂട്ടിൽ കുടുംബത്തിൽ അച്ഛൻ വിൽസൺ, അമ്മ റെജിയുടെയും ഡോൺ ചേട്ടൻ്റെയും ദിവ്യ ചേച്ചിയുടെയും കുഞ്ഞുവാവ ഇയാൻ്റെയും സ്നേഹവായ്പകളുമായ കുടുംബത്തിലെ ആദ്യത്തെ കൊച്ചു ഡോക്ടർ. നിശ്ചയദാർഢ്യവും നിഷ്കളങ്ക പുഞ്ചിരിയുമായി പഠനത്തിലും ആത്മീയ കാര്യങ്ങളിലും കൂട്ടുകാർക്ക് സാരഥിയായി ഇദ്ദേഹം. രോഗി ശുശ്രൂഷയിലെ ക്രിസ്തു സ്പർശം സ്വന്തമാക്കി ഭാവിയിൽ നല്ല ഫിസിഷ്യനാകാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന ഡോക്ടർ ഡെന്നീസിന് എല്ലാ പ്രാർത്ഥനാശംസകളും നേർന്നുകൊള്ളുന്നു.
Dr. Elizabeth Paul, with roots in Thrissur, is the middle child of Mr. P.D. Paul and Mrs. Pinky Paul, her elder brother being Dr. Sebastian Paul and younger sister Rose Paul. This confident doctor is known for her personality and great sense of humor and signature handwriting apart from being a top student. Wishing this young doctor with big dreams a very bright future ahead.
Dr. Emily M. Abraham, this young doctor with her cheerful smile and unbeatable energy hailing from Kottarakara, is a daughter of Mr. Abraham D. and Mrs. Minimol C.K. and younger sister to Emil Abraham and Reshma Elizabeth. She is a perfectionist and settles for nothing less. Her belief in God has always made her a strong soul. Wishing this wonderful doctor and family a great future ahead.
Dr. Fatima Akhlam, this soft-spoken and pleasant girl from Malappuram, daughter of Mr. Abdul Latif and Mrs. Benasira. She is a girl of few words, indeed a great friend. She is an empathetic doctor and a very determined person who enjoys every little moment with her loved ones. For this young doctor with an angelic smile, we wish her a very successful career ahead.
Dr. Fatimatul Salah, this joyful young doctor from Talasheri, daughter of Mr. Sattar and Mrs. Sakia, wife of Firas Ibrahim, known for her cheerful nature and great sense of humor. She never fails to entertain each and everyone around her. She is bold enough to manage every situation and is a lovely human being. She is a committed doctor who is always keen on doing her work efficiently and wholeheartedly. To this loyal friend, beautiful soul, wish you a very successful career and a beautiful life ahead.
Dr. Fijo Francis, this handsome doctor with a pleasant smile and charming tone hailing from Thrissur, is the son of Mr. Francis PJ and Mrs. Sheila Francis and younger brother to PD Francis. He is an outstanding sportsman and a true leader who was the cup-winning captain of our batch cricket team. Wishing this aspiring orthopedician a very successful future ahead.
Dr. Gogul, welcoming the young, confident doctor of Apollos and his patients, none other than Dr. Gogul Harish. He is born and brought up in Calicut, except his few years of childhood in Riyadh. He is the elder son of Mr. Harish Ramachandran and Mrs. Simi Harish, and moreover a loving elder brother and guardian to Gaurav Harish. Highly motivated, young blood and aspiring orthopedic surgeon requires your applause, and we wholeheartedly wish Dr. Gogul Harish good health and success in all his future endeavors.
Dr. Greena Paul, this young doctor with her cool and serene nature hailing from Thrissur is the daughter of Mr. Paul Anthony Malyekil and Mrs. Celine Paul and a sweet younger sister to Meghna Paul. Apart from being an extremely hard-working doctor, she is a practical thinker with solution to every problem. She has shown her talent in badminton and short story writing. Wishing this aspiring surgeon a bright future ahead.
Dr. Guru Prasad M. മണികണ്ഠൻ അമ്മു ദമ്പതിമാരുടെ പൊന്നോമനയായ പാലക്കാട്ടുകാരൻ മഹേഷ് മനുപ്രസാദ് വിദ്യാലക്ഷ്മി വിനീത് എന്നീ സഹോദരങ്ങളുടെ കുഞ്ഞനിയൻ. സകലകലാവല്ലഭനായി ആർട്സ് ഫെസ്റ്റിലും ബാഡ്മിൻ്റണിലും അത്ലറ്റിക്സ് ട്രാക്കിലും തിളങ്ങിയ നമ്മുടെ സ്വന്തം ചന്ദനക്കുറിക്കാരൻ. ആർട്സ് റെപ്പായും ആശ്രയ ചാരിറ്റബിൾ സൊസൈറ്റിയുടെ മിടുക്കനായ പ്രസിഡൻ്റായും തിളങ്ങിയ പേഷ്യൻ്റ് ഫ്രണ്ട്ലി ഡോക്ടർ. He is kind, dynamic and hardworking. May you achieve all greats in life one after the other.
Dr. Harris Parliamentum, son of Mr. Subhash Kumar and Mrs. Dula Subhash, loving elder brother to Hans Parliamentum, hailing from Paravattani, Thrissur, this dynamite dancer with amazing driving skills and unrevealed cooking skills is one of the car enthusiasts of this batch. He is the epitome of confidence who executes his work briskly. His farsightedness made him the financial advisor for many. Wishing this charming doctor a very successful future ahead.
Dr. Harida Krishna K.H., daughter of Haridas K.G. and Girija K.R., loving sister of Harsha. Carrying her beautiful smile all the way from Palakkad, this doctor may confuse you with her silent demeanor. A feline lover who is considerate and helpful. She always seems to be cool and calm and is much interested in traveling. A trustworthy friend and a passionate doctor. Wishing this young, hardworking, vibrant doctor for all the success in her life and bright future ahead.
Dr. Harivardhan T, hailing from Thrissur, is the son of Sanjeev Kumar and Mrs. Mini MB, elder brother to Dr. Sanjeev Sharan. He is smart, talented and does every work with utmost care and perfectionism. He is known for his versatile, innovative ideas and never-ending enthusiasm. He is very sincere, loyal friend who will stand by you no matter what happens. May this unique, handsome doctor achieve great heights in his future.
Dr. Helena Jason, daughter of Jason George Alu Bindu Jason, hails from Chavakad. She is a dancer, an adamant plan lover and loves to spend her time in the world of books. She led Apollos as a arts rep and acted calm in every hurdles. Wishing this doctor a prospective future ahead.
Dr. Hiba Muhammad Ali, this talented young charming lady hailing from Mannarkad is the daughter of Mr. Muhammad Ali and Mrs. Nasira Muhammad Ali and sister to Dr. Ahmed Shaheen, Dr. Shaima and is the wife of Dr. Karbin Kadir. She is one of the active members of Apollos in the dance crew and we wish this enthusiastic lady a very bright future ahead.
Dr. Hilary Kechi, this young doctor with a personality as unique as her name, hails from Kuttiyadi, Kozhikode and is the eldest of Mrs. Jasmine and Mr. Muhammad Ali. She is a foodie at heart, a true fashionista and of course the Mehendi artist of our batch. Wishing this wanderlust a bright and colorful future.
Dr. Irene Johnson, this soft-spoken, friendly, quick-witted doctor is hailing from Thrissur and is the daughter of Mrs. Alfonsa and Mr. Johnson and the elder sister of Robin. Besides being a Hindi scholar, she is a very good listener with a great heart. Wishing her all the best for her future endeavors.
Dr. Jeevan Jose Kalan, this young, friendly doctor hailing from Nellai, Jose Kalan and Mrs. Rita Jose, and is a caring brother to his sister Lilith. He is a loyal and enthusiastic doctor with good leadership quality. Jeevan is our all-rounder in arts and has ruled the stages with his fiery oratory and debating skills. His classy sense of humor and acting skills are remarkable and makes him everyone's favorite batchmate. May this artistic and energetic doctor achieve great heights in his future.
Dr. John Joji, this multi-talented doctor hailing from Pala, is the son of Mr. Joji Joseph and Mrs. Aggie Simon, an elder brother to Jacob. He is a perfectionist debater and the backbone of Apollos who plays a major role in every event. Wishing this aspiring surgeon a very bright future ahead.
Dr. Jones, following the footsteps of his sister, this young doctor is the second one in the family to wear the garbs of a doctor. Son of Mr. Sibi and Mrs. Elizabeth, Dr. Jones is witty, clever, and fun to be with. His dedication and perseverance calls for a special mention. Wishing him all the success and joy in his journey onwards and upwards.
Dr. Leah Mariam Shibu, an energetic and enthusiastic young doctor from Alapura, is a daughter of Mr. Shibu K. John and Mrs. Reba T.S., an elder sister to Cheryl. She is a very dedicated doctor and one of the star sprinters of Apollos. Wishing this talented young doctor the very best as she sprints towards her goals, one race at a time.
Dr. Merlin V. Cherian, this budding doctor hailing from Nilambur, is the daughter of Mrs. Shirley and Mr. Viju Cherian. Apart from being a Hindi scholar, she is the ultimate friend in need to many and a very good listener. Hope this young dances her way through life and achieves the success she deserves.
Dr. Namit Anil, this young doctor with his diligent attitude and gentle nature, hailing from Trivandrum, the son of Mr. Anil Kumar and Mrs. Rema Devi. Wishing this budding surgeon a promising future ahead.
Dr. Neeraja, this elegant young lady is the daughter of Dr. Rajiv and Mrs. Divya Rajiv and sister to Madhav Rajiv. A determined and fast learner, once she has her mind on something, there's nothing stopping her. We know you will make magic in whatever you do. Best wishes.
Dr. Babina Pais, this vibrant doctor with a beautiful smile hailing from Thrissur, is the daughter of Mr. Pais P.A. and Mrs. Sheba Pais and a lovely sister to Neha Pais and Nitya Pais. An affectionate friend, sincere doctor, and without doubt an exceptionally talented human. She is one of the sparkling stars of the Apollos dance crew and one of the best players of the girls' basketball team. Best wishes to this young enthusiastic doctor to snap all the heights of her dreams.
Dr. Pooja L. Jason, this young, multi-talented, vibrant doctor hailing from Kozhikode, is the daughter of Advocate Jason Joseph and Mrs. Liji Jason. She has a charming brother, Mr. Prijo, who works in Canada. She is a singer and designer by passion. Her leadership qualities make her a focused, trustworthy, and hardworking doctor. Wishing this aspiring surgeon all the very best for her future.
A personality as unique as her name, Dr. Probi Lily is a meticulous, hard-working girl hailing from Kochi. She is the second doctor of Mr. Malcolm Austin Obi and Mrs. Teresa Doreen. She is a pillar of support and partner in crime for her sisters Debbie and Mega. Known for a strong will and determination, she excels in everything that she does and marks her own signature in everything that she does. Wishing this vibrant young doctor all the very best for her future endeavors.
Dr. Regina G., daughter of Mr. Gopalakrishna Pillai and Mrs. Swapna G.K. Pillai, and wife of Dr. Hari Prasad, hails from Changanasheri. She is a vibrant, humble, and down-to-earth person who is always open to learning new things. Wishing this young doctor all the very best for her future endeavors and may that $1 million smile ever be there on her face.
Dr. Rafi Raj, this young, brilliant doctor hailing from Kokanjeri, is a son of Mr. Raj Anthony and Mrs. Pushpa and brother to Roja and Jofi. He's intelligent, smart, and one of the top diagnosticians of Apollo's family. He's a very caring, trustworthy, and indeed a man of his words. We wish this strong, classy, extraordinary clinician all the very best for his future endeavors.
Dr. Rahul Tito, this young, energetic doctor hailing from Alua, is the son of Dr. Tito George and Mrs. Smita Tito. He has represented Apollos in a number of sports and cultural events like cricket, football, basketball, badminton, swimming, and dance. You name it, Rahul Tito has it. Wishing this hardworking young doctor a bright future ahead.
Dr. R. Adira, this energetic, bubbly doctor hailing from Changanachiri, is the daughter of Dr. S. Rajiv and Mrs. Rupa Ramaswamy and caring sister to her younger brother Adarsh. Her warm smile and carefree spirit makes her favorite among many. She is very loyal, energetic, and enthusiastic. May this unique, cheerful doctor achieve great heights in her future.
Dr. Robin Babu, this young, brilliant doctor hailing from Mannampeta, is the son of Mr. Babu K. and Mrs. Roli N.K. and brother to Hridya. He is an intelligent, smart, hardworking doctor who has excelled in many quiz competitions with his quick answering skills. He is very compassionate and well known for his work ethics. May this young, brilliant doctor continue to amaze and inspire wherever he goes. We wish him all the best for his future endeavors.
Dr. Rose Maria Syriac, this hardworking doctor with a pretty smile and empathetic nature hailing from Kottayam is the daughter of Mr. Syriac James and Mrs. Minnie Syriac James. She's a talented girl who has contributed a lot for the batch with her exceptional writing skills. She was an asset to the college basketball and throwball team and has captured many minds with her everlasting energy and enthusiasm. Wishing this dedicated, charming, strong doctor all the very best for her future.
Dr. Rosemary Jason, this newly-wed young lady hailing from Thrissur, is the daughter of Mr. Jason and Mrs. Jansi and wife of Dr. Elvis. With her innocent face and cute smile, she is the master of quick wits among her friends. She is a helping colleague and a very supportive friend. Wishing this beautiful doctor a very bright future ahead.
Dr. Roshan Mehta, this handsome young doctor is known for his extraordinary personality, impeccable dressing sense, and good looks. He hails from Ernakulam and is the son of Mr. Shamir Mehta and Mrs. Minnie Shamir, an elder brother to Miss Reina Mehta. His ideas were the ones behind many of our batch events for all those years, and he is in fact one of the biggest pillars of this graduation ceremony or Revoir. Wishing this bold, talented young doctor a very great future ahead.
Dr. Sandra K. Sabu, this charming doctor with beautiful hair hailing from Kottayam, is the daughter of Mr. Sabu Aip and Mrs. Sini Sabu and sweet elder sister to Solomon K. Sabu, a great socializer with an uncanny ability to derive comfort in the little things as well. Her gleeful outlook to life is a joy to behold. From being a talented Malayalam writer and speaker to a dedicated doctor, she has made her mark in all that she sets out to do. Wishing this hard-working, vibrant doctor all the best for the future.
Dr. Sandra T.M., this young doctor with a sincere attitude hailing from Nilambu, is the daughter of Mr. Matthew T.M. and Mrs. Gemini Jacob D.M., the treasurer of our Apollo's batch. Whatever be the event, day or night, you can find this liberal girl behind the stage with her helping hands and pretty smile. A reliable friend who's always ready to stand by your side through thick and thin. Wishing this genuine, amiable, hardworking doctor all success and happiness.
Dr. Sarayu M. Suresh, this young cute doctor with her innocence and charming nature hailing from Angamali, is the daughter of Mr. Suresh Ji and Mrs. Minnie Suresh and sweet elder sister to Siddharth. She is a versatile dancer and an active member of the Apollo's dance crew. She has proven her mettle in academics from the moment she kick-started her career. A perfectionist, and when anything came in however small, she could not rest until it is taken care of. Best wishes to this multi-talented beauty with brains to conquer all the mountains she set her sight on.
Dr. Saurav Sunil, this dashing doctor with professional attitude and courteous behavior, hailing from Calicut, is the son of Mr. Sunil Kumar and Mrs. Srilata, an elder brother to Miss Sunaina Sunil. Having given his contributions in both arts and sports through college years, he has surely proven that he is a jack of some trades. Wishing this young, cool-headed doctor a great future ahead.
ഡോക്ടർ ഷാരോൺ എസ്. മൈക്കിൾ സരള ദമ്പതിമാരുടെ ഒറ്റപുത്രനായ തിരുവനന്തപുരംകാരൻ. കൂട്ടുകുടുംബത്തിൻ്റെ സ്നേഹവായ്പകൾ എന്നും ജീവിതത്തിൽ കാത്തുസൂക്ഷിക്കുന്ന ഈ യുവ ഡോക്ടർ ബാച്ചിൻ്റെ ആർട്സ് വേദികളിലും ക്രിക്കറ്റ് ടീമിലും തൻ്റെ പ്രതിഭ തെളിയിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആശ്രയ ചാരിറ്റബിൾ സൊസൈറ്റിയുടെ മികച്ച പേഷ്യൻ്റ് കെയർ റെപ്പായി തിളങ്ങിയ രോഗികളോട് എന്നും എമ്പതിയുള്ള എളിമയുള്ള ഡോക്ടർ കൂടിയാണ് ഷാരോൺ. ലെറ്റ്സ് വിഷ് ദിസ് കൈൻഡ് ഹാർട്ടഡ്, ഹെൽപ്പിംഗ് ആൻഡ് aspiring doctor all cheers to become the finest onco-surgeon and fulfill all his dreams.
ഡോക്ടർ ശില്പ, അച്ഛൻ സുധാകരൻ്റെയും അമ്മ മേരി ഹെലൻ്റെയും പുത്രിയും ബാച്ചിലെ നിറസാന്നിധ്യമായ തൃശ്ശൂർക്കാരി ശില്പ സുധാകരൻ. പഠിത്തത്തിൽ മാത്രമല്ല അവൾ തൻ്റെ കഴിവ് തെളിയിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. ആളൊരു ടെക്കിയും ഒബ്ജക്റ്റ് ഫോട്ടോഗ്രാഫറും ഡാൻസ് കൊറിയോഗ്രാഫറും മികച്ചൊരു ട്രോളറും കൂടിയാണ്. വിഷിംഗ് ദിസ് ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ, മൾട്ടി ടാലൻറ്റഡ്, ജെനുവിൻ സോൾ all good luck and may you achieve all your dreams.
Dr. Srilakshmi Nandakumar, this dedicated and cool young doctor hailing from Guruvayur is the daughter of Sri Nandakumar and Srimati Sujitra. She has a great passion for music and is a singer too. Wishing you success and good luck for all future challenges.
Dr. Shruti P. This pretty little doctor, hailing from Talasheri, is the youngest child of Mr. Sridharan K.C. and Mrs. Srimati Paraman. A passionate cook and a dance lover, she strives for perfection in everything she does. Wishing this dedicated young lady all the success and a bright future ahead.
Dr. Steve Lenin, son of Lenin Raphael and Usha Lenin and younger brother to Linshia Lenin and Nimisha Lenin, is a dedicated and hard-working doctor hailing from Thrissur. He has proved his skills as a cricketer and is a great singer too. He is a man of his own principles yet fun-loving. Wishing this compassionate young doctor all the very best.
Dr. Suhina Abdul Razak is the daughter of Mr. Abdul Razak and Mrs. Subaida Abdul Razak, and younger sister to Dubai's Chan and Mizna Rashid. This vibrant and aspiring doctor, hailing from Kodungalur, is well known for her smart works during house urgency. She's got her own charm and knows how to crack a problem, no matter how hard it gets. Wishing this young and endearing doctor with an unfailing sense of humor a great future ahead.
Dr. Supraja S. Nath, this sporty young doctor from Palakkad is the daughter of Shabarinath and Srilada and elder sister to Supriya. It's a dream come true moment for the family. She has always been an active part of Apollo sports team. Wishing this aspiring surgeon a bright future ahead.
Dr. Susmita Isaac, this young doctor with her smiling name and face, hailing from Kodamangalam in Ernakulam, is the second doctor of Mr. Isaac M.S. and Mrs. Leelama Isaac, the loving sister of Miss Susan Isaac and Miss Neha Isaac. She is a creative soul and a skillful sports person. She played a great part in leading Apollos to victory in multiple events of college sports meets. Her courage and initiative nature are well-known characteristics among her peers. Wishing this enthusiastic and caring doctor a bright future ahead.
Dr. Swati Tamban, this young doctor with cheerful nature and vibrant smile hailing from Kasargod, is the daughter of Mr. Tamban and Mrs. Sharada Tamban, doting sister of Shweta Tamban. She is a cheerful, optimistic and charismatic doctor who has proven her skills both during her student life and as a dedicated house surgeon. Wishing this talented and committed doctor a bright future ahead.
Dr. Shweta K.M. This young doctor, hailing from Iranavar, Kannur, is the daughter of Mr. T. Shivadasan and Srimati K.M. Shobhana. She is always smiling, helpful, along with a great passion for art and music. Wishing her all the great success in this auspicious occasion.
Dr. Shweta Maria Matthews, this young doctor with her never-ending charisma and vibrant nature hailing from Ernakulam, is the daughter of Mr. Matthew Svi Alex and Mrs. Chitra Miriam Matthews. She is a brilliant debater and an English speaker who was a mainstay for Apollo's arts festivals. She has also proven her singing and dancing skills as part of Nadan Patta and Nostalgia teams. She is a consistent hard worker who has proven her aptitude during her house urgency period. Wishing this vibrant and dedicated doctor a successful future ahead.
Dr. Thara Tommy Vargas, coming from Chalakudi, is the daughter of Reena Tommy and Tommy Vargas, an affectionate younger sister to Ria. This passion-driven doctor is always up to try new things in life. We wish her success in everything she does. Dr. Bijin Bedi. This young cheerful doctor, hailing from Kollam, is the son of Mr. P.D. Baby and Mrs. Ponnamma, a solo rider known amongst his peers for his sense of humor and great communication skills. We wish this young, dedicated and sincere doctor a very successful future ahead.
Dr. Sister Christina, fondly known as Sister Rosita, is the eldest daughter of Mr. George Kuti K.A. and Mrs. Lizzie K.A., hailing from Kasaragod district, who later joined the sisters of Visitation of Blessed Virgin Mary at Kottayam. The one with a pleasant smile and kind heart, Sister is also known for her beautiful handwriting and artistic skills. We wish this aspiring surgeon all the very best and happiness.
Dr. Kevin Joan Cherian. This young doctor, hailing from Trivandrum, is the son of Mr. Joseph Cherian and Mrs. Lena Mary John and the younger brother of Joe. Kevin dreamt of being a doctor when he was just 5 years old, taking inspiration from his dear uncle, Dr. Laxi John. Today, like many of his peers, he fulfills this lifelong dream. We wish this vibrant young doctor all the very best for his future endeavors.
Dr. Kiran Biju Kyriakos. This hardworking young doctor with his pleasant smile and charming manners, hailing from Ernakulam, is the son of Mr. Biju Kyriakos and Mrs. Preeti K. John, brother to Nikhil B. Kyriakos, Anne B. Mariam, and Anu Reggie Philip. He was a polo sports captain and college football team captain and a percussionist, most known through his college life for his dedication to friends and football. Wishing this talented young doctor a very bright future ahead.
Dr. Levin Raju Vadakan. This charming young medico, hailing from Thrissur, is the son of Dr. Raju Joseph and Dr. Lindsay Joseph. His cool attitude, sarcastic remarks, and quick fixes to every problem makes him lovable among his peers. He is adventurous and loves to travel and explore new places. He is very sincere in his work and life. We wish this amazing, trustworthy doctor all the best for his future endeavors.
Dr. Joanne B. George. Due to prior commitments, Dr. Joanne B. George and her family couldn't attend the occasion. Wishing this young doctor a bright future ahead.
Thank you, sir.
We now invite the respected principal of Jubilee Mission Medical College and Research Institute, Dr. Praveen Lal Kutichira, for addressing the gathering and administration of the Hippocratic Oath.
My dear graduates, proud parents, chairman of this program, His Grace Mar Andrews Tarath, chief guest of the occasion, Sri S.M. Vijayanand sir, Dr. D.M. Vasudevan, teacher of teachers, CEO Dr. Benny Joseph, medical superintendent Dr. Gilvas, vice principals, heads of departments, 23 departments every student passed through. I remember them. Course coordinators, internship coordinators specifically, and 172 faculty of this institution. Assistant directors of this institution, the academic and the account section staff, the attenders and peons, your beloved Chechimar, who used to keep your classrooms clean before you enter, PTA office bearers, before I start, may I remember Dr. Elizabeth Ignatius. We know a lot about others. We do a lot to others. But we don't know anything about one among us sitting with us. We don't do anything for them who required something. With deep regrets, I again remember her. Now, coming to my job, before that, one or two words. Vijayan sir said about the social determinants of health. Yes, we have matching social obligations of medical education. Though both of these are yet to be addressed to the extent of its need in our country. We focus more on treating with interventions, on medicines, surgeries. Now you are going to practice and you will soon realize medicalization of individuals' distress is reductionism. The same prescription you give to patients with the same diagnosis, you are going to realize some improves fast, some doesn't. Their distress continues. It is from this point you start learning. Up to this time, you learned what all required for your learning. Keep your minds open to learn what surroundings teach you, what experiences brings to you. Why we require an oath? Only very few professions take oath before they start their profession. Maybe medical sciences, maybe nursing sciences, maybe law, but not many. Why do we require? You have to realize No external control can control everything you do when you are dealing with a patient. The external control always will be incomplete because you deal with life. You are dealing with inner emotions. You are dealing with experiences which were never told to anyone else. And when you are dealing with it, no external forces can come in between. The only control possible should come from within. And this oath you take is the tool you use in your entire life forehead to judge what I do is right or wrong. That is the importance of oath. My job now is to help you to take the oath. You can take out the oath. Please stand up. Again, I would caution, don't go through the scroll you received, but the paper we had given you. I will read out, and then you have to repeat. As a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties even under threat. I will make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Be seated, please. Now, my children, you are trained in Jubilee. Go confidently to the patients. They are waiting there to get healed from your blessing touch. Best wishes.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Apollos, we would like to present mementos to our esteemed guests, Sri Vijayanand IAS and Dr. D.M. Vasudevan, as an expression of our love and gratitude who accepted our invitation and graced this event with their presence and kind words. We request our CEO, Dr. Benny Joseph Neelavangal, to give away the mementos. Next, we would like to present awards for academic excellence to the graduates of the Apollos. We now invite respected Principal of Jubilee Mission Medical College and Research Institute, Dr. Praveen Lal, to present the certificates to our subject toppers.
Anatomy topper, Dr. Shilpa S. Physiology topper, Dr. C.I. Marian. Biochemistry and ENT topper, Dr. Tara Tommy Varghese. Pathology, Microbiology and Ophthalmology topper, Dr. Dennis Wilson. Pharmacology and Community Medicine topper, Dr. Fatima Ahlam. Pharmacology and Ophthalmology topper, Dr. Proby Lilly. Ophthalmology topper, Dr. Neeraja Rajiv. General Medicine topper, Dr. Cyril Santosh. General Surgery topper, Dr. Emily Abraham. Obstetrics and Gynecology topper, Dr. Rafi Raj. Pediatrics topper, Dr. Harivardhan. Ophthalmology and OBG topper, Dr. Alisha Taj. Forensic Medicine topper, Dr. Ashwini Maria David.
Now, we invite Sri Vijayanand IAS to give away the Knights 2009 Batch Award for Academic Excellence for the batch topper, Dr. Fatima Ahlam.
Thank you, respected dignitaries. Please be seated. Next, we have felicitations by our respected guests. First, Dr. Jerry Irali, Professor and HOD, General Medicine Department. Sir has always been an inspiration and great mentor to us during our student and internship life. His words of advice and kind actions has changed our perspective on who a good leader is and can aspire to be. We thank Sir for coming to a graduation ceremony and invite him to speak a few words.
Thank you. Good evening, Apollos. Glad to see all of you smart. You know, there is an old proverb thought to be of Chinese origin, which says, "May you live in interesting times." Now, initially, this appears to be somewhat of a blessing or a benediction. But actually, it has a bitter edge. And it actually wishes you turbulence and upheaval in your life. Now, in the last 2 years, COVID-19 has disrupted lives and careers. Deaths are officially around about the 6 million mark, almost equal to the number of civilian deaths over 6 years of warfare in World War II. and thousands of healthcare workers have lost their lives. Now, during this pandemic, there has been a dramatic change in patient health management, with a primary diagnosis overshadowing all the others and fluctuating protocols of treatment, all monitored from a calibrated distance. This was the need of the hour, and it cannot be faulted. But you are now a generation of doctors to have the opportunity to experience again the interaction between doctor and patient. When the questions and the answers resonate more than the words themselves, when the touch makes the bonding, and the smile under the mask is conveyed by the eyes. Do not forget or lose this, because this is the bedrock of clinical medicine. Now, there is an aphorism that many clinicians believe encapsulates the spirit of medicine: to cure sometimes, relieve often, comfort always. So I wish literally that you may continue to live in interesting times. For in every chaos and upheaval, there is an opportunity and a chance for growth. Many of you would like to find a career abroad. We recognize and sympathize with your angst. But wherever you go, keep your core values, because they will always define you. May discipline, study, and hard work promote you and in your careers. And may empathy, integrity, and honesty always embody you as a person and as a doctor. Au revoir and good luck.
Thank you, sir. Medical Superintendent and HOD of Neurology Department, Dr. P.C. Gilvas. Sir has always been a guiding light throughout our medical student life. His words on medical ethics were inspiring and guided us during our internship life. We invite Sir to please speak a few words.
Father Director, our chief guest, our keynote speaker, principal, CEO, newly graduated students and their parents, proud faces, all of you. Whenever I see a group of students such as yours graduating, I always compare this to the development of a building. You know, we always place the foundation stone in the northeast part. You figuratively represent that stone. And from that stone laid so many years ago, you have raised a superstructure, perfect in its parts and honorable to the builder. Now, who are these builders? These, I think, basically are your parents who have supported you, who so proudly sit behind there, watching their wards walk up and receive their prizes. Your teachers who have trained you, who again, I can see pride in their face. All of you look very elegant this evening. The ladies, the gentlemen, all look very elegant. But the pride I see comes from those people who have made this day possible. My friends, you are more than a building. You now need to develop. You need to develop a physical body, an intellectual body, which means that study never stops for a doctor. You need to develop a spiritual being, because in my view, after 50 years of having been a doctor, I realized that healing finally comes from that spiritual part of you. So, now you are on the point where you're looking forward to your dreams. Dream. Dream all you can. Make your dreams possible. But do not make dreams your master. If you can dream but not make dreams your master, if you can think but not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. This is a poem by Kipling. Then that is the person who can go forth and conquer in this world. I wish you all the very best, not just in turbulent times, in good times and in bad. Be great doctors, be compassionate doctors, and never let the phenomenon of compassion burnout ever affect you. Compassion should always be your guide and your strength. That is what is going to make you not just a doctor, but a great doctor. Thank you for this opportunity. God bless you all, and au revoir.
Thank you, sir. Next, to thank this gathering, we have Dr. John Joji with the vote of thanks.
In the blink of your eye, these 5 years will be over. Honorable Chief Guest, Sri S.M. Vijayananda IAS, respected keynote speaker, Dr. D.M. Vasudevan sir, His Grace Mar. Tarath, our principal, Dr. Praveen Lal, our medical superintendent, Dr. P.C. Gilvas, our CEO, Dr. Benny Joseph, HODs of all the departments, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. Good evening to you all. In the blink of an eye, these 5 years will be over. I remember these words from our first day here. It was on a warm September eve that 100 of us gathered for the first time under the roof of Jubilee. And my senior then from the 11th batch told these words to us. And it's only now that I realize how true they really were. Looking back from then to now at all of your faces, what I see is change. Change is inevitable, as they say. We have changed from medical students to doctors. Our appearances have changed. Hairstyles and even hair colors have changed. The most notable change of these 5 years is the addition of the words doctor in the front of our name. We have changed from having stethoscopes in our pockets to having them round our necks. We have changed from examining each other to examining patients. Changed from studying drugs and pharmacology to writing them and prescribing them. We have changed. We have changed from sitting in hot seats to sitting in the OPD. From chanting up Apollos to chanting the Hippocratic Oath. From clueless young boys and girls to confident young men and women. But there are some changes that may not be so apparent. The change from strangers to acquaintances to friends. From not knowing anything about the person sitting next to you 5 years back to knowing everything about them. And from knowing what they like, their favorite songs, and what they don't like. And moving forward also, change is inevitable. But sometimes we'll miss the things that change. I'm sure that there are a lot of things that we'll miss. The hostel life, all of us together, facing happiness, sadness, and difficulties together. The late night study sessions, the talks with our friends, and the walks with our friends. All the memories we have shared, right from the dissection hall till this graduation hall, we'll miss them. And besides the usual, I'm sure each of us have our own unique things that we will miss. Our experiences with our best friends, the slight glance that we give our friend, and without even speaking a single word, knowing what the other person is saying. The countless ways they annoy you, and you annoy them. And some of the things that we felt as nuisances, we will remember fondly and miss. I'm sure the snoring of your roommates, for which you berated them all these years, you might miss them and wish to hear it one more time. I for sure will miss the characteristic maniacal laughter of my roommate. But even though all these change, even though we may move apart, no matter where we go or what difficulties we face or how long time has passed, remember the memories we have shared. Remember you were always part of the Jubilee family. You are and always will be a proud Apollo. Look to the person to your right. Look to the person to your left and the ones around you. These are the people you have spent the best time of your life with. And now I would like to move on to my main purpose on the stage, to extend my gratitude. If I were to thank everyone who has made this day of our lives possible, I would need the rest of the evening. So I would like to reduce it to a few key people. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty God, under whose grace we have gathered today for this momentous occasion. Next, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Sri S.M. Vidyanand sir, who despite his hectic schedule has found time for us to join us here. We're extremely honored to have you here, sir. We extend our sincere gratitude towards you. Now, I would like to thank our keynote speaker, Dr. D.M. Vasudevan sir, our own Jubilean, not only for finding time for us, but also for his encouraging and approachable attitude when we invited him for this program. Thank you for being with us, sir. Now I would like to take this time to thank our loving father, our chairperson, the Archbishop of Thrissur, His Grace Mar Andrews Tharat. In his absence, I thank you, Father. Thank you for all the blessings and prayers. Next, I would like to thank our director, Father Rennie Mundin Kurian. Although he became the director of Jubilee to the end of our Jubilee life, within the short time that we have spent with him, he has made us wish we could spend a few more years in Jubilee just to be under his care. The help that he has provided us for this program is beyond measure. Thank you, Father. Now I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Praveen Dar, for all his years of guidance and leadership and for being there for us. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to extend our thanks to our CEO, Dr. Benny Joseph, for providing us with this vast expertise and guidance towards the conduction of this program, and also for your service towards Jubilee. We thank you, sir. Now, I would like to thank our medical superintendent, Dr. P.C. Gilvas. Sir has always been approachable since the very beginning of this project, clarifying our queries and spending his time to go over each minute details to make them perfect. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our HOD of Medicine, Dr. Jerry, for not only taking his time to come and offer his words of wisdom to us, but also for being our teacher and mentor throughout all these years. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. Now, a few people who have been by our side for this program. Firstly, Dr. Padmavar, for guiding us through this process and always being ready to help us out. And next, our PTA President, Mr. Joshi, for all his help. And now one person who has always been there by our side for every program and every event, our beloved Dr. Ashwath. Sir is a constant sight at every and all events, providing support and encouragement beyond measure. Even yesterday, he was here late till night, guiding us through our seating arrangement and procession. We extend our gratitude from the bottom of our heart. And now, to the people without whom these changes I described would not have been possible, our HODs and teachers. As our chairperson, His Grace Mar Andrews Tharat said, Jubilee is the first choice for both UG and PG aspirants in the private sector. And if you ask anyone why, there's only one answer. The academics here is excellent. Our faculty is amazing. The teachers are astounding. My dear teachers, you are the reason for the success of Jubilee. You are the reason for our success. You are the ones who have laid our foundation on medicine. And upon this rock, we shall build our palace. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, all of our teachers. And now, to all our proud parents, to the achas and ammas, to the mamas and papas, to the mummies and daddies, your little children have all grown up. And if there's two people we owe everything to, it's you. Everything we have achieved today is because of your toil, your prayers, and your love. To all of you, we would like to say from our hearts, we love you. And a heartfelt thank you. And now to our seniors and PGs who have been like our elder brothers and sisters, we thank you for your support and love. And now to our juniors, especially the 17th batch knights who have turned up here, the MCs, and all of you who have turned up here to help us out. We thank you all. And next to Akilas and Code Productions, the showrunners of the day, we thank you. And now, on to my batch, my family, my Apollos. I would definitely run out of time if I started naming everyone who has worked tirelessly behind this program. So I would like time to mention a few names.
to our treasurers, Cyril, Sandra, Sarayu, Harry, to Ebi, to Iron, to Amal Varghese, to Ashwini, to Rosh Maria, to Shweta. And finally, to two people, Kiran Biju and Roshan Mehta. I have mentioned a few people without whom this program wouldn't be possible, but it would be an injustice just to add them to that list. They are the ones who have worked tirelessly behind this event, who have sacrificed their happiness for ours. Their blood, sweat, and tears are behind this. We thank you for all you have done. And to everyone else in our batch who has been there since the very beginning till the very end, I thank you all. To reminisce, we are a batch who have survived. From having our entrance exam to be delayed and joining late to having a short study leave. We have achieved the highest pass percentage in the history of our university in the first year. We have survived. From facing various difficulties in our college life to excelling in both arts and sports, we have survived. I still remember our third year arts and sports, us eagerly waiting for the announcement of the girls' dance result, and the sheer joy and unexplained joy when we won. We have survived. To our final year, from being plagued by COVID, to facing endless delays to our exams, to having, and finally, to having the most number of students pass out of this college, we have survived. And going forward, even though we may be far apart, remember that we are and will always be united as one big wolf pack. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. Finally, to end, I would like to go back to the words I said at the beginning of my speech and modify them a bit. In a blink of your eye, these 5 years have gone by. But just close those eyes, and these 5 years have given us a lifetime of memories. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. John. Next, I request the gathering to rise for the national anthem.
Our esteemed guests of the day had shown the concern to be here despite their extremely busy schedule. Now I request all the members of the audience and the graduates to rise as the guests leave the stage.